Crime, violence, unsettling streets, abandoned industries, and a lingering fear after dark. Today, we're going through 10 towns that have earned reputations so intense that even locals drive around it. Number 10. Chester. Chester sits along the Delaware River, just south of Philadelphia. Once a booming industrial center, it declined sharply after manufacturing jobs disappeared in the late 20th century. The city has struggled with high violent crime rates for years. In multiple recent reporting years, Chester's violent crime rate has been several times higher than the national average. Pennsylvania State Police data has regularly placed it among the highest per capita homicide rates in the state, despite its relatively small population. Large sections of the city contain vacant homes and abandoned industrial properties. Financial instability has also plagued local government, including periods of state oversight. Population decline has been severe. From over 65,000 residents in the 1950s, Chester now has fewer than 35,000. The town is not abandoned, but it carries a reputation across the region as a place many commuters prefer to bypass. Chester is served by the financially troubled Chester Upland School District, and while Crozer Chester Medical Center operates locally, the city has required state oversight due to long-term fiscal distress. And that's just the beginning. Number 9. Trona. Trona sits in the Mojave Desert, surrounded by dry lake beds and industrial mineral plants. Its economy depends heavily on chemical and mineral processing. When production slows, the town feels it immediately. In 2019, 2 major earthquakes struck near Trona, damaging buildings and infrastructure. Many homes remain unrepaired. The town's population has fallen steadily and now sits under 2,000 residents. There is one school complex serving all grade levels. The nearest full-service hospital is more than an hour away in Ridgecrest. Trona's isolation, earthquake damage, and economic instability have given it a bleak reputation across Southern California. But economic decline alone doesn't make a place intimidating. Number 8. McKeesport. McKeesport was once a steel powerhouse outside Pittsburgh. At its peak in the 1940s, it had nearly 55,000 residents. Today, fewer than 18,000 remain. After the collapse of the steel industry, unemployment rose sharply. Poverty rates increased. Crime followed. In recent years, McKeesport has recorded multiple violent crime spikes, including high-profile incidents that drew national media attention. Entire neighborhoods show signs of abandonment, with boarded homes and empty lots where houses once stood. Though revitalization efforts exist, the city's reputation remains tied to economic collapse and crime. The city maintains its own school district and local hospital services, but many residents rely on nearby Pittsburgh for employment, advanced healthcare, and broader economic opportunities. And the next town took industrial decline to an even larger scale. Number 7. Gary. Gary was built on steel. Founded in 1906 by U.S. Steel, it grew rapidly and became home to nearly 180,000 people by 1960. Today, fewer than 70,000 remain. The decline of American steel manufacturing devastated Gary's economy. Massive job losses led to population flight, urban decay, and rising crime throughout the 1980s and 1990s. During the 1990s and early 2000s, Gary frequently appeared on national lists for highest violent crime rates per capita. Although crime rates have improved compared to peak years, rates remain above the U.S. average, and the city still struggles with poverty and vacant properties and thousands of abandoned buildings. It's not lawless, but it carries a heavy reputation across the Midwest. Gary's public schools have undergone state oversight. Healthcare access remains available locally, and city leadership continues long-term redevelopment efforts amid sustained population decline. Our next town also faces similar industrial fallout. Number 6. Bessemer. Bessemer is located southwest of Birmingham and historically relied on steel and mining industries. As those industries shrank, so did economic stability. The city has recorded violent crime rates significantly above national averages in multiple reporting years, particularly in aggravated assault and robbery categories. Still, Bessemer operates an independent school system and maintains local medical services. The population has steadily declined since the 1970s. Vacant storefronts and aging infrastructure are common in parts of the city. While many residents live normal lives, Bessemer has appeared on statewide crime rankings through multiple years. And in some parts of the country, isolation adds another layer of concern. Number 5. East St. Louis. East St. Louis sits across the Mississippi River from St. Louis, Missouri. It once had more than 80,000 residents. Today, the population is under 20,000. The city has faced decades of economic decline, government corruption scandals, and infrastructure problems. At various points, it is ranked among the highest violent crime rates per capita in the United States relative to its population size. Large areas contained abandoned buildings and empty lots. The city's school district has experienced repeated state oversight, and residents often travel outside city limits for specialized medical treatment and broader economic access. Financial mismanagement in past decades required state intervention. East St. Louis has made redevelopment attempts, but its reputation remains severe. And in the Deep South, another town struggles with similar headlines. Number 4. Pine Bluff. Pine Bluff once thrived on agriculture and manufacturing. The population peaked at over 57,000 in 1980. It now sits closer to 40,000 and continues to decline. The city has repeatedly appeared in national crime rankings for violent offenses per capita among small and mid-sized cities. Economic hardship, job loss, and declining tax revenue have strained local services. While many neighborhoods are stable, others struggle with high vacancy and limited investment. Pine Bluff's school system has faced state control in recent years, while local healthcare remains available despite ongoing economic and population challenges. But not every unsettling town is urban. Number 3. Camden. Camden has long been associated with crime statistics. In the early 2010s, it recorded one of the highest homicide rates in the country. In 2013, the city dissolved its police department and rebuilt it on the county level in an attempt to reform policing and reduce crime. Since then, violent crime has declined significantly. However, Camden's national reputation still lingers, even as data shows improvement. Population loss and industrial collapse contributed heavily to its struggles. Camden School District remains under state authority, and although healthcare access exists within the city, economic recovery efforts continue after decades of industrial decline. And our next town shows how economic collapse reshapes a community. Number 2. Flint. Flint was once a major General Motors hub with nearly 200,000 residents. Deindustrialization hit hard. The population dropped below 80,000. The city gained international attention during the 2014 water crisis, when lead contamination affected thousands of residents. Though infrastructure improvements have been made, Flint continues to face economic challenges and crime concerns. FBI data has consistently shown Flint's violent crime rate above the national average, particularly in aggravated assault and property crime categories. The water crisis severely damaged public trust in local and state governments. Flint maintains hospital services and a functioning school system, though both have faced restructuring following the economic downturn and the widely reported water crisis. And while Flint is well known, our number 1 town has a reputation built almost entirely on abandonment. Number 1. Cairo. Cairo sits on the southern tip of Illinois, where the Ohio and Mississippi rivers meet. In the 1920s, it had more than 15,000 residents. Today, fewer than 2,000 remain. Racial unrest, economic collapse, and industry decline contributed to decades of population loss. Entire blocks of the city are abandoned. Historic buildings sit empty. Several schools have closed. The local hospital shut down years ago, forcing residents to travel outside the city for medical care. Cairo has become a symbol of small-town American decline. It isn't a tourist attraction. It isn't revitalized. It is a town that never recovered. These aren't some ghost towns, but communities shaped by industry collapse, poverty, natural disasters, and shifting economies. They are inhabited by people like us, but reputations matter, and sometimes it can be powerful enough to scare people away.